When we take a look at our weather headlines today, unfortunately, everybody, it's another severe setup. Now, this is no guarantee we'll see severe weather everywhere, but we do have some ingredients in place where things can get a little spicy this afternoon. Large hail and damaging winds are the two main threats out of storms today. There is a low risk of an isolated tornado, but getting into this time of year, that's something we actively were looking for and forecast for in our neck of the woods. Weak chances of storms are there tomorrow and Thursday, and it does get a lot hotter into the weekend. Okay, so if you walk outside this morning, it may look a little humid out there. It may feel a little humid out there. That's moisture not only in the air, but then leftover evaporating from our rain yesterday. That moisture and some more ingredients are definitely present in this slight risk area. So everybody in the yellow has some of the best chance in Colorado of seeing a strong to severe thunderstorm. So let's do what the models are saying. Let's look at what they're doing. So between 1 to 2 o'clock, we're looking for storm formation in El Paso County, possibly in the middle of the city, but maybe off Cheyenne Mountain and on the north edge of town, especially over the Palmer Divide. There's two areas where I would be watching for isolated tornadoes. The main one is down around the Raton Mesa. So anything that forms off of some of the high country west of Trinidad through Los Animas County, but then possibly over the edge of the Palmer Divide, right in through this area. If an isolated tornado was to form, those would be the two spots for it, especially down here. This is a little better easterly wind. Storms are going to jump off the wet mountains. I hope Pueblo gets rain, but most modeling has kept it dry. We get stronger stuff develop by 4 to 6 o'clock, north by Kit Carson, out by Otero, Crowley County, and especially through Baca County from 4 o'clock through 9 o'clock. There could be some backside storms that develop out across the eastern plains, but I do think for the interstate, it just doesn't look like as much rain as yesterday. I think there's more potential for rain. The models just aren't locking onto it yet, so maybe that'll change in the next few hours. Temperatures are in the 50s right now. Later today, we will jump into the 80s, so it'll be kind of warm with some of that humidity. And that brings us to your Super 7-day forecast, where really quickly, we're just going to break out today. We have a high of 80. Storms will be very spotty and spread out. So unfortunately, not all of you are getting rain. Large hail and damaging wind are the main threats, and we already talked about our isolated tornado risk. Tomorrow and Thursday, storm chances are very limited, very small, but we could see one, and we're going to have 90s through the weekend. Pueblo, 80s and 90s into the next few days. Storm chances today are pretty low. I'm hopeful we get a rain. We don't get a storm that's severe. But again, it seems to be mostly coming off the wet mountains south of town. Canyon City, also a small storm chance. I'm hopeful. You never know what can happen with mountain-generated storms. They kind of go their own way. And then we get into the 90s through the weekend. Woodland Park, definitely a chance, although El Paso County seems to get more rain than Teller County. And we got chances the next 2 days.